wonderful good morning to the brief listeners of Badeggi Radio 90.1 FM. We're reaching you live from the uphill in the capital city of the power state, Minna, Niger State. Today is Wednesday, the 24th day in the month of June, year 2026. Studio time check is 9 minutes past the hour of 9. I am Usman Apaya. Welcome you to your favorite morning show, the Badeggi Radio Link. On the program today, we shall be looking at the ongoing raids on the miners in metropolis. And to do justice to this conversation today, we have the officers and men of the Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, Niger State Command, in the studio who will be talking us through. We give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, then we'll come back and chew and digest what we have for you this bright and promising Wednesday morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, let's have the introduction.
My name's Superintendent of Corps Jibril Mohammed. I am the OC of the Mining Marshal Unit, Niger State. I am the OC of the Mining Marshal, Niger State. Together here with me is...
Deputy Superintendent of Corps, Muhammad Rabiu Muti. I am the Command Spokesperson of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Niger State Command.
You are very much welcome, gentlemen. Now, mining is one of the issues that is bedeviling the states. To be precise, the state capital is seeing an unprecedented mining activity that is sending fears across, and there is needs for a deliberate attempt by the government, particularly the civil defense, to address this issue. What is happening as far as mining activities is concerned in Niger State?
Good morning, listeners. Mining in Niger State is an obvious situation to everybody, particularly the Minna metropolis citizens. Mining is supposed to be a source of revenue generation and development for both the state and the citizens. But unfortunately, due to the illegal activities of some illegal miners in Niger State, particularly in Minna, it has rather turned to a menace and a very worrisome situation, particularly in Minna metropolis. Naturally or traditionally, mining activities are mostly supposed to be in bushes and or are majorly seen outside the town. But of course, because of the increase in the rate of the activities, mining activities in Minna now has become even within households, to the extent that people are actually trying to make people very, very uncomfortable in their houses. It has gone to the extent that if you are not careful, you wake up, you sleep in the night and wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night, you see somebody digging the backyard of your room or your house, all in the name of mining. Unfortunately, most of the people in the industry, particularly the lower cadre, do not even know what mining is, do not know the regulations guiding mining, do not even know the skills that they required to indulge into mining, because mining, as much as it's good and is a source of revenue, it also has its dangers and risks like every other businesses. And those dangers, if not mitigated, instead of benefiting from it, it will rather turn into menace like it is actually trying to turn into now.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Yes. Now, the PO, yesterday on this platform, one of our platforms, you called in to give us the effort of your men in arresting some illegal miners. What is the update?
Well, thank you so much, listeners and presenter in the studio. First, I would like to appreciate the efforts of the state commandant, Commandant Suberu Siaka Anivie, for launching the operation of clamping down those illegal miners in the state, most especially Minna metropolis. So you will agree with me that it has been a worrisome issue for a very long time now, most particular the MI Ushishi axis and other pockets of Minna metropolis. So day in, day out, it is something that it is long been planning for. So we just had it last week. The commandant had an emergency meeting, and the mining marshals were also around and were saddled with that responsibility to ensure that we mop up those illegal miners. So as we speak, the operations have started from last week, and we have been arresting a larger number of them as we speak. We have about more than hundreds of them in our custody, which they've been profiled, and we want to confirm we have commenced prosecution. Yesterday we were in court. We took them to court, and to God be the glory, even though the judgment is not fully in place yet, but we are beginning to see how we can prosecute them, because ever since before yesterday, when we used to arrest some of them with Operation Flush, we sit down and conduct some of the sensitization, because when you see some of them, they are aged women and men. In fact, we even have albinos. Even the blinds are not left out. We've arrested them, we've seen them. So by the time you arrested a blind person, you just get surprised that what a blind man is doing in a pit. So the best you can do for that person is to give him sensitizations. Because now, as we speak, the dangers we're foreseeing now is people no longer go for construction work again. I'm a living witness. When one of my labor, I think they want to commence a construction work, he was calling some of the laborers, and they say, "Oga, I'm not coming, oh. I'm going to the mining site, oh. Oga, I won't be able to have time to come today." So you can see, if the workforce is beginning to experience such things, it means there's a problem. There's a problem.
Well, thank you. Let's go back to MD Jibrin, the mining marshal. You've been in the field and you've seen a lot. You know, if very little you could tell us, because, you know, what I see is not all that could be told. Most important when it comes to security. But I believe if we encounter dangerous, terrible things, can you share some of the experience so that we know the what we're in for?
As a mining marshal, you have signed an engagement into an operation that is life risking. We have had several encounters that some cannot even be narrated in the studio for the sensitivity of the
for obvious reasons.
Of the nature of the operations. But I will say this: anybody wearing this uniform of NSCDC, particularly mining marshal unit, has signed out his life the moment he goes in the morning for the operation, and hoping to God that he comes back safely. Some of the terrains, particularly, are as dangerous as you cannot even imagine. Thinking it's supposed to be a place where people will just go and look for daily needs, but a lot of things are going on in mining industry that has required serious concern of the mining marshal unit to make sure we beef up our activities. Let me start from the lower cadre of the mine workers, the laborers, and you will see that these are people who do hard labor, because most of the mining sites you find here, they are not into the mining lease range. There's what we call mining lease. That's the highest license. With that license, you are allowed to do mining activities with industrial equipment. But most of the ones you see around are small-scale mining lease, more of local.
Fabricated.
Fabricated and pure labor is put into it. So most of them do that with the influence of hard drugs, because of the nature of the work. So again, you can see the impact of hard drugs on people who already, most of them are not even, they are not literate. You'll be surprised. Most of them, they are not literate. They have no common knowledge of what they are even doing. What exactly do they need to do for their own safety? They don't even know. So, and this is what they have been enjoying for quite some time now. So, stopping them, and you know what man is with money, stopping them from what they have been seeing as if it's a free source of money or easier source of money, you have to do a lot. Sometimes we get attacked while on this assignment. Not long ago, about 2 weeks ago, we were attacked in somewhere around Garafini area, where we went to close down an illegal mining site. On our way coming out, they laid an ambush on us. They tried as much as possible to clear the ambush and come out safely. But in fact, I will tell you here that at that point, we had to even arrest some of them with dangerous weapons. Fabricated local firearms. Yes. I myself, sitting down here, had some cuts during that operation. But what is more worrisome, like I want to share these experiences, some of the communities where these illegal activities are going on are also not helping the situation. Why? Because probably they are benefiting from this money coming out from this illegal mining activity. Some of the community are benefiting. So they don't even know the danger that is approaching them, thinking that money is all about it. No, the danger and the risk coming after is 10 times more than the little money they have benefited. So you find out that even the community at times do support these activities. And like I want to emphasize, during that attack on us at Garafini, the community that was supposed to actually help us understand that we are fighting this cause for their sake, were actually being used because they were being brainwashed that these people are coming to stop your source of livelihood. Now, and with that magnitude of that attack, you, as an officer, as a mining marshal that is on that operation, you have two things to contend with. You want to effect the arrest, you want to do the right thing. People are fighting you back, sometimes with weapons that are dangerous that you have to apply little force to repel. And again, you are also trying to be cautious so that while repelling them or while you don't become excessive in the use of force, because innocent children are around, innocent people. And like one of the sites we even went to the first day in Minna, metropolis, we saw a pregnant woman.
In the site?
Yes. In fact, if I'm told, if somebody tells me that woman will not give birth in the next 2 days, I will say no.
Honestly speaking,
this woman should be expecting about any moment in the site. So in the event of dislodging these people and trying to get them out of that place, with those miscreants among them that are so notorious fighting you back, you are in between two devils. Is it the miscreants, or while trying to repel this miscreant, what do you do to manage this? Even minors, some even children in the mining site, believing they are looking for what to eat. So you are trying to manage this kind of. So it's a very, very, very complex situation dealing with illegal mining sites. Seriously, it's a very, and again, apart from them themselves, the terrains that you are going into, or we all know the situation of the country, the banditry and other things. Mining is closely becoming related, or if I say mostly related to banditry activities these days. So you are putting yourself under serious risk while carrying, but it's what we have signed to do, and we must do it. And like I said, some of the experiences cannot be shared on radio on there, but this little I think I have told you should be able to give you a picture of some greater ones ahead, because you go into certain terrains. I had an experience somewhere around Mariga axis, well, that is Wamba Mangoro, where we went in. At some distance, you could intercept radios that you know they are dangerous communications from people who are security threat. So let me not say too much, but you know that you are in a terrain where it's just a matter of life and death, all in the name of fighting illegal miners.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Was rather, heart touching because, like you said, it has been established that these miners deal in hard drugs and mining. In some places, even this has been alleged that even these terrorist bandits engage in mining activities. It's something that is worrisome, and here in Niger State that is having a very, very vast land, the biggest in the country, with a lot of forestry and whatever, and you're having these activities. We hope and pray that government will come to this so that what we are seeing in other clans will not come. It has already come, but how do you curtail it is what we are looking at now. Now, the PO, yesterday I was present when you were profiling these miners, illegal miners. And what shocked me at the point of profiling, I saw as you're taking individually some of the raw cash I'm seeing in them and some of the things. Do we have bank in the mining side? How did they get this money?
Well, you see, this is, in fact, a very brilliant question, if I may say it. It's one of the factors that attracts them to keep going to these mining sites.
So a bird that dances on the bush has its trauma in there?
Yes, because, of course, people have way of lodging their money now. In fact, I don't even want to say it much, but I think there are people who are hiding under umbrella of mining now to lodge in money. So, and when even the raid was on, some of the bachats we even visited, you can see the kind of stashed money some of them have with them, because it's a thing of bring, we weigh, cleanse it, and we give you cash. So you're not talking about transfer or something, and this what is even more attractive to some of them. So issue of money, they know that okay, this thing there's money in it. However small you go and get into the pit, and you were able to get some samples out, and you don't mind whether probably maybe because some of these mineral resources you have to use some chemicals to wash these things. But a lot vast of them don't even know the dangers of all these things. Like in our own operations, if we are going for operation, we take our medical teams, first aid and other things. So they are all with us. We go because we know what it entails. You go and see somebody. In fact, there's a mining site. We went along that Emma Ushishi where we saw a lady with hijab fully worn. In fact, she has even go more than 200 meters down. So you can imagine how do this woman get into that place. But as it is always, they have their way of doing their things. But we were able to just rescue her and bring her out. So, and believe you me, if you go to some of sites of those mining sites, and that's why some of them sustain serious injuries. We have a woman in our custody that our medical team up to today. In fact, if we have not expended money on her, I think it's more than 70,000 now that we have spent on her alone because she's in our custody. Some of them sustain serious injuries that they don't even know the repercussion of what they are doing. And that's why we said, I think sensitization should do more of these people. Even if we arrest them before even prosecuting them, let us begin to talk to them in a manner and way that they will listen. Let us, it beholds on us to tell them what it entails. So for us, we'll do the best we could. If we present you there for prosecution, whatever is the cause of it, we have done our own.
Now, before we come to that sensitization where you have to tell us the dangers and how to avoid yourself into that danger, let's come back to the mining marshal. I believe this is a very swift operation that many people are clapping, are very happy, particularly the good people of Emma Oshishi, because they have called this radio severally, announced that they are seeing you coming. They begin to have a kind of side of relief. For how long are you going to carry out this? That is one. Secondly, there is another place that is begging for serious attention of your men. The Niger State College of Education, Stroke, Akum University. I have been there. I was shocked and surprised. Is this thing is happening in the heart of Minna? Not only heart of Minna, in an confirmed institution in Niger State. There is a particular building inside that College of Education that these miners keep digging to the extent they are getting to that a big hall that is under construction. Probably someday, if continue, that hall will definitely collapse. So, what are you doing, and how will the operation last?
The operation is meant to last for a period I will not mention.
Okay.
Like I said, it's going to be a continuous operation. Okay. Before now, the mining marshal units of this state, we have dwelled more on the outskirts of Minna due to some obvious reasons, because those are places we are expecting mining activities to be more. Until unfortunately, the situation became this bad within Minna metropolis. Before now, we have been handling the situation of Minna in a traditional way, normally how we deal with normal issues. But of course, we have realized that it's a situation that needs special attention. That's why, as it is now, the mining marshal unit, in collaboration with the state command, under the directive of the state commandant, we have shifted everything from our outside operations to Minna metropolis for now, until we have gotten to a point where we feel we have done much, that the people should go to their bed. People can go to their beds and sleep with the two of their eyes closed. I can assure you of that. And unfortunately, this issue of COE you had mentioned, I'm so surprised, seriously. I am, seriously. Because if I tell you I'm aware that is the situation has gone this bad, or is there a situation like that there that's why in most of my programs I keep emphasizing the fight against illegal mining is not of the mining marshal or NSCDC. It's a collective effort. And I mostly emphasize that our kind of operation differs from what you see in other crime fighting situations. Mining marshals operations are special operations that warrants training and professionalism in how you start and complete it. That's why when we go to illegal mining sites, what we do is not disbursement. What we do is dislodgement. Dislodgement is a professional term in mining, in checking illegal mining that has stages. Or it's a cycle that you must complete. If you leave one of the cycle, then your effort will be fruitless. You start from what the general public will call disbursement. You go there, you disperse the illegal miners. But the next thing is you must do consolidation. That consolidation can come in different forms. One is, what do you do with the mining site? After you have taken it, you have dispersed, you do now take it over. When you take it over, then how long do you remain there? And by the time you are living there, who do you hand over that site to? What is provided as security that even if you are not there, you can guarantee 60 or 70% that those illegal miners are barred from coming into that place. And this is where a lot of problems come in. Because in some cases, these lands are owned by some individuals who you hardly know who they are. Sometimes, some you know who they are. But what do they want to do with that land themselves? Some you don't know. So at the end of the day, we cannot keep our personnel there forever. Because we have a lot of challenges everywhere. So the little time we take over the site, disperse them, you need the landowner, or if there is an existing license there, the license owner to take over the site and start its operations. Unless that is done, or in the absence of the license owner and the owner of the land, who has been granted land probably by the state government for years, and he has not done anything on the land, the state government will have to come in. Let's tell ourselves the truth. They will have to come in to do something. Either enforce the landowners there to effect whatever they want to effect there based on the approval given to them, or if there's a license there, to make the license owner utilize that license. Because once you leave it unutilized, definitely these people will still come back there. So, and the scenario is, we are dealing with a metropolis. We are dealing with Minna metropolis. You are not dealing with bushes where there are no development. It's only bush, and clearly you know it's mining activity there. Here you are dealing with where people are. So something must be done to fill in that gap. After we have dispersed, we have taken control, we have hand over, or we are to hand over to. So this is our major concern. Now, the college education you mentioned, I guess I have never seen even a complaint from an institution of that nature to have even at least there should be a formal complaint, not even a verbal. What are they doing? Have they been watching the situation?
Well, actually, myself, I was shocked and surprised, and that prompted a call to the provost of the college. And what he said, they've been making complaints. You know, this is a government institution. Probably the complaint should have to go through the Minister of Tertiary, you understand, through the government, because you know there is chain of communication. If the provost on his own come to probably meet the NDAC, civil defense, there could be probably, you know, this government, there is bureaucracy. So that's one. And we are meant to understand his predecessor have actually been suffering from this. He has been running from pillar to pole. And even on this radio, his predecessor, Professor Yakubu Auna, have been vehemently calling for support even from private individuals. Probably maybe he didn't go through the right channel. But this one, what happened yesterday, we put a call to the provost, and I believe he will be listening to this program today, and they are ready to do whatever is necessary to safeguard the institution, because you know history and posterity will not forget any leader who allowed government property to be destroyed under his care. So it has been a worrisome thing to the entire community of College of Education, the leadership of the school, and even that of Akum, because it's a joint school as it is now. So they are facing this terrible situation. I think it's a bit of hope they've had from you now that you are not aware. Now that you are aware, we hope something very beautiful.
I think, let me clarify a little.
Yes.
Before the coming of the launching of the mining marshals, I think the then provost of the college, Professor Farouk Auna,
Auna.
Yes, Auna. So, and he has been liaising with the command, because I know that some of our personnel were posted there. In fact, they were there during his tenure all through. But the thing with these people is sometimes when operation is hot, they can also disguise and just take another dimension.
Go into hibernation.
So yes, but I think at a point that it was almost, because so many lives were lost there. It's what I know. It's what I know. We had a security man whom his child, I think, at the process of raid, he went and jumped through the fence. I think he came down, something like that, and he has serious injuries on his head. So he lost his life, I think, during this commandant, or CAFO, when he was here then. So I was in a picture of it, and at a point that time, it was almost zero, the operation there. So I think they are now resurfacing strongly back again now. But now with the coming of the mining marshals fully in place now, and from hearing from all these things now, I think we need to widen our surveillance too. So we can assure you that it is within Minna metropolis, and we are not relenting, because the operation can even be, anyway, we have a way of doing our things. So, but it doesn't stop the provost of the college or the managers of the institutions to still come forward for proper handling of this situation with the commandant and the mining marshals. It doesn't stop that. But even if it didn't come, I think it's a tax ahead of us that we must enforce it.
I doubt, but I doubt if you don't.
Let me say something, please, before you come in. You see, like I said, I wasn't aware, I wasn't wrong, but it was. You can see, based on what he has said,
It's an oversight.
Oversight, and it was what had happened with the previous
Yes.
administration, both within the college and both within our own command. I think there have been two commandants after the commandant you just mentioned.
Yes.
So, and you know, sometimes this bureaucracy thing, maybe once there's change of system,
You have to
continuity,
come update and renew.
continuity is not always sometimes guarantee. Unfortunate, because it's not supposed to be so. But I can guarantee you now that from what we have heard from this complaint, from this moment, we are expecting them to come up. We'll try to liaise with them too. And like he said, the mining marshal has just come into this place recently. It was just officially launched about a year plus, less than 2 years in the national headquarters. And present in Minna, I think it's just about a year now.
Yes.
Being present in Minna.
Yes.
So, like I said earlier on, the mining marshal is a professional unit. That some of the things we can do, some of our other colleagues within the system cannot do because they have not been trained to do that. So that's why serious situations like this warrant our attention. And I keep insisting it's a collaborative effort. Maybe the approach before was the school thought people will just come and pursue them, everything is done. Thinking they are dealing with regular security challenges. Mining is not regular security challenges. It's not conventional security challenges. It's something unique and special that deserves special attention, professionalism when you want to do it. And that's why I told you when we do dislodgement, we do it is a phase thing, something with stages, and you must complete the circle. So if probably then the people went and dispersed them and everybody relaxed, you have not done dislodgement. But I can assure you that now that if we have their cooperation and we enter that school and dislodge them, except if one party fails to do its own obligation, they will not see them there again.
I doubt much if they will not call you, because even yesterday, while you are giving an update about more than 100 miners being arrested, at that point, mining activities was going on inside COE, and some of them are listening to radio. They have their
like you can see, like you can see the operations of the mining marshal recently in Minna metropolis. Once we start, it ends in prosecution. You just had the PRO told you. You were there also when we were profiling them.
Yes.
As I speak with you about 27 of them, 28 of them are in the custody of, are in remand custody with the prisons. The judge, the case was mentioned. The judge, they requested for bail, but the judge asked them to do it properly, so they have been remanded in prison custody. This is a signal that the situation is not going to business as usual. It's the mining marshal at work now, not any conventional operation or normal operation that they have used. So if COE comes up, we will also come up and liaise with them, because why we always want the complainants to also partake in the activities, because we want to get to prosecution, and at a point we need them for the prosecution as well, because sometimes we can call them in for witnesses. And while we are doing our operation, we don't just come to disperse. We come to arrest with evidences that can stand the test of the court once we start the prosecution. As we are, those we have taken to court yesterday. You when you were there, you saw some things,
Of course.
including raw gold.
Raw gold, yes.
They were arrested with raw gold. We make sure we have them on camera. We make sure we have them as evidence, so that we will not just go before the judge and mess ourselves up. We want to get conviction. Let it serve as deterrent, as much as we are also advocating. The advocacy part will still go on, but the few that have been in hand should know that it's no more business as usual. So we will do the needful.
Well, I believe callers are patiently waiting to begin to call in to ask questions. But just before then, I must say that people listening will be murmuring now. It's not only COE. A lot of sites, a lot of areas, a lot of places are suffering from this mining activities, which is degrading their land. Not MRCC alone, not COE. Probably won't open the phone line. You hear some of them. So, but the issue of sensitization very very important. Very very important. I don't know if you can within a minute or two, if there is some advice you can grant so that we open the phone line.
Yes, you see, the main reason that prompted for the sensitization is because this is Niger State, and we are all from Niger State here. And when you begin to see an aged parents that probably have served the states when they're supposed to be at home to enjoy their pension or gratuity, you begin to see them in a mining site, in a pit that they had to even support some of them to come out of it. Of course, it is something that it's not only you say, okay, arrest or prosecute, but try to impact something to the person and tell him the dangers of what this thing is all about. So it's not only to just come to say you want to earn a living. Some will even tell you when they're supposed to be in a farm to do something, they'll say, we're here, let's just get something to eat. If the money is not there, won't you eat? So why is it so attractive to you? Something that the dangers of it, some of them died. It's just because we don't give some of our statistics and other things. The records we used to get, believe you me, and that's why we said some of these operations will begin to carry some pressmen to follow us. I think the last time we did, we went to the press when we raided them, and the mining marshals now, through his surveillance again, he said we are going there to just destruct some of their bachats too. And that's why every other person, if you go to along that MRCC, if you see any shop that is vandalized and others, it is the mining marshals that make sure they just dislodge and disrupt some of their bachats, because virtually all of them that were arrested, they don't even have the license or even purchase and processing, although they don't have. And these are people that reports have revealed that these are people where you can see rape cases that we're having majorly now. It emanates from there because the local people, they used to brainwash them, cook for us, bring for us. From there it starts. Rape, so many menace.
So other advice.
And people should prepare their mind, because by the time you are getting these people arrested, if proper thing is not done, they can metamorphose into something else. So we should be prepared for it, but I know we are ready for that.
Can you give me 3 seconds or 5 seconds
Go ahead.
to add on that installation? I want to pray for the indulgence of some major stakeholders in mining industry. You see, the miners have associations. We have the Miners Association of Nigeria. We have the mine workers and some other associations. They need to know that it's not all about when we're having situations with their men or their members that they should only come to ask for what we can do about it. They should also try to sensitize their members. Frankly speaking, a lot of the miners, particularly the downtrodden ones, do not even know the laws governing mining. Not to talk of the professionalism surrounding mining activities. So I think these unions need to come. Let us come together. Let us come together so that we can do this sensitization together. It's not about just being an association, ESCO, and no. I think they need to train their people. Sometimes back when I came in, before we fully kickstart our operations here, that we started by some advocates. I had some meetings with them, and I told them some things. In fact, there was one of the meetings, I personally organized a sensitization in collaboration with the state commandant then to do a sensitization program on the use of explosives in mining sites. Because that's another angle of mining that we have not even come to. As the use of explosives, who is allowed to use an explosive, how do you use it, who carry the explosives to the mining site, who transport the explosives, who keeps the custody of the explosives, who detonate the explosives, if permitted and approved even. Not even in the situation that is not even permitted and approved. Who does that? It will surprise you that if somebody keeps an explosive illegally in a mining site, or has a possession of explosives illegally for mining use, and you happen to know the person and you have the information, even if you are not partaking and you refuse to inform the security men, and we're able to establish that you got that information that the person, you are likely to go for prison time of nothing less than 3 years. So this sensitization is very, very important to even the community members. You saw, maybe you heard what happened sometimes last year in I think is it Mashegu or Magama, where the man that has the explosive kept the explosive in a house where he himself does not stay there. Within the community. He left it and he went to where he goes and he's sleeping now. And at the end of the day, the explosives exploded and killed people who don't even know why it was brought there. And while he that kept them there is in somewhere else, sleeping in his own house. So it's a collaborative thing that we have to do this sensitization.
Thank you very much. Let's now take to the phone line so that we can have for this because of time. We need a lot of, if we can spend 2 hours, we have going to have a lot of things coming from. So listener, you have to bear with us today. So when you call, just 1 minute and don't take us to what we cannot explain. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kumana.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel coming.
Yes, Emmanuel.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, this thing that are doing within the town, are they taking also to the measures also to the local government, like Erina side and other places? Because I used to go that side also, and I see some people still mining. So the thing go. Did they also go to local government by local government? That is one. Two, this Fairwater Junction, they don't want that. They also mining. This one they have them. They need to grant it, like granting it, something like that. They need to be. This is damage the soil. Damage the land where people are supposed to be. I don't know how. It's not only that MRC has a message here. House message there that they are doing the QOS or QOE. There are other within the town that are feeding this. This is almost everywhere. So they should not focus only on the MRC. I don't know if they do like that.
All right, thank you.
It's terrible.
Thank you. They had. I think we'll gather some of the questions so that you answer this simultaneously. 0913857900 is number. Hello.
Ita faya na kwanan ku.
An tashi lafiya.
Lafiya kalau ina ma baki barka da zuwa.
To, barka.
Yawa Jibrin Allah saka muku da alheri. PPR na Civil Defense na Allah saka muku da alheri. Good job.
Amen.
Sunana baban biyu daga Barkin Sale. To ni tambayar da nake so yi akan yan mining din nan abinda kuka dauko yayi daidai Allah saka da alheri. Saboda wani sai ga dan pension ne ya ansa pension shi a state government. Amma ya je a siya fili a wajen yan mahaushi daga ƙarshe yaran nan sun zo suna digin ya zo musu magana sai su ɗauko makami su sare shi kaga ai ba su yi daidai ba kaga abin da su kuma wajen nan yana matattarin yan iska da mashaya da komai saboda shi ne ke ƙara kawo bandit a wajen su zo su zauna su ma bandit ɗin su yi rukul saboda yaran zuciyarsu ya bushe to aka da civil defense take yi good job ta ƙara ƙarfi kuma muna tare da ita tsakani da Allah 100%. Ta ci gaba don Allah da annabi sai sun ga sun watsar da su gaba ɗaya an samu zaman lafiya.
Muna godiya. Thank you very much for that call. 0913857900 is number to call and make your voice heard on this platform. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Montero calling from Minna.
Thank you, Montero. You are welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Please, I meant to understand that mineral resources within a country are owned and controlled by the central and are in the exclusive list. And I also meant to, I stand to be corrected. The North, at least, is endowed with a whole lot of mineral resources. In fact, they are the most endowed region in Nigeria. So what baffles me now, and my question is that why is this mineral resources left in the hand of private individuals? It's individuals that are controlling it. Nothing much is going to the government coffer. And as a result, it is the only one that are focused on are the ones from the south and the southeast. So it is high time the government, this is meant to use for the development of a country, not depending on a particular region. So my question, why is it left in the hand of the private individual? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. You want to ask?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a sensitive question. Quite okay, like you said, is in the exclusive list. Mine is in the exclusive list, but it does not stop the state government and other part of the government from involving into the activities. But there are regulations. The mining licenses are issued to companies who they could be private companies. Even state-owned company, if it's interested, can equally obtain a license. So it does not mean that states cannot go into mining activities. I can give you references of some states that have mining companies owned by the state government, so that the state can also engage in the mining activity and benefit from it. And that is why we are challenging illegal mining, and we are trying to fight it headlong. Because we have been, since morning here, we have been talking about the security challenges. We have not gone even into the economic damage that illegal mining constitutes. If mining sites are allowed to be run by legal miners, licensed miners, the economic benefits is tremendous. I'll give you a brief. Now, once you obtain a license, before you are obtaining that license, you must get the consent of the landowner and the land user, and a signature of the community leader as a witness to that consent issued to you. Now you get this consent, you approach the MCO, which is the Mining Cadastral Office under the Federal Ministry for Solid Mineral. You approach them for the license. They profile you, they do what they need to do, give you the license. Now, I want to go to the economic benefit. When you get this license, you don't just go and start mining. A lot of things starts. There's what we call CDA, Community Development Agreement. You have to establish a community development agreement between the company and the community of what project to carry it out as a give back to that community. It's part of the CDA. And we are to monitor, in collaboration with the Ministry of Solid Minerals through the Inspectorate Department, to monitor to make sure that that CDA is being observed in each of the months. What did the company do? Give back to the community. That is one. That is one economy. So at the end of the day, you see that this company end up building hospitals, small clinics, road, water provision, and some other things, depending on what they agreed with the community where the mining activity is supposed to take place. That's one. Then two, if a license is issued, apart from the money paid for the issuance of the license, there is what is called royalty payment. Every month, that company pays percentage of whatever it has gotten from that mineral to the federal government's account. That is two. At the end of the year, that license is being renewed and payment is made. Now, this money, even the states has a percentage that the federal government gives back to the state where that mining activity goes on. So you can see if these trends are not being observed, even the economic benefits will not be.
I'm afraid we have a lot to chew and digest, and time is not about us because our time is only fast. Yes.
So I know because time we are running out of schedule. I just quickly want to share in numbers that people can easily call for distress on this mining issue. So the mining marshal's number goes this way: 090 355 05652. And you can, let me call it again.
My WhatsApp number.
So that's equally his WhatsApp number. If you cannot call, you can send in a message: 090 355 05652. And the PRO's number 2080 6946 0105. I call again 08069460105. It's equally my WhatsApp number. Thank you so much.
Well, listeners, I think our time is already fast spent, and this is where we have to bring draw the curtains for today on this program. But just before we go, let me hear once again from my officers in the house.
Well, my parting word is just let us come together and fight this menace.
And your name, your portfolio,
Superintendent of Corps, Jibril Mohammed.
And
it is always see something, say something. So together, we all do it together. Deputy Superintendent of Corps, Muhammad Rabi Muti. I'm the command spokesperson of NSCDC Niger State Command.
And for me, they say information is power. Once you are informed, you will never be deformed. Badeggi Radio will always continue to keep you informed so that you'll be empowered. Listeners, we appreciate you. Until some other time when we're going to have this gentleman in the studio again to give us more enlightenment as far as mining activities is concerned and updates so that the good people of Minna can continue to sleep with their two eyes closed. We appreciate you so much.